We miss you, Charlie.
Good. All right, come on over here.
There we go.
Kris, Jen, Kris.
Hello.
See,
I
almost forgot again. I tell you, one day I'm going to forget to turn this on.
Never, you haven't though, right?
I have not yet.
23 years, he's never forgotten to record a show.
Is that long?
I've forgotten to come. No, I'm kidding. I actually haven't forgotten.
Right.
How could I forget this guy?
Okay.
I'm sorry, his excuse to hit him in the head. Never.
The following is brought to you in part by MFC Studios. The views of the show's host and guests do not necessarily reflect those of the management, owners, or staff of this radio station. And now, it came from the radio.
I'll close the doors.
And welcome once again to It Came From The Radio, the official show of the Big Apple Con. This is your host, Mark Torres, speaking. We're here live in the East Meadow Public Library in front of a live studio audience. Yay! For our 93rd, I believe, live show. I'm here with my co-host, Man Jenny Feldy.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
And we have our special guest who's going to be talking to, with, and about, which is awesome. Makes my life easier because he's right here, Mr. Kris Burgos.
Hi. That's me.
So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking to Kris in just a few minutes. But before we do any of that, we have to take it away with the news. The news is brought to you in part by the fine folks at sci-fi.radio. That is sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. As well as the fine folks at the Big Apple Con, for which we are the official radio show of, celebrating over 26, 7, 8, 9 years of pop culture ness and comic book stuff. For more information, go to www.bigapplecc.com. Their next convention is scheduled for November the 22nd, and tickets are on sale right now, so you got to buy tickets now and wait 5 months to go to that convention. Also want to give out shout-outs to our Patreons, of which there are Danny Grillo, award-winning director Jared Burrell, Newsday famous Dresden Media, Shadow Rabbit Art, Yasmin Array, The Huracan, and Millie Portes. If you want to have your own little shout-out, go to our website, www.itcamefromradio.com. There's a little button on there that takes you right to our Patreon page. Also on the It Came From The Radio website is my comic book, Designated. About 2 warring alien races fighting over a new discovered power source, the war finds its way to planet Earth, and as a result, some humans gain abilities. Issue 1 is on sale right now, and issue 2 is in pre-order. Alright, so as we always do, we have to cover some sad news, and we have lots of sad news to go, so I'm just going to burn through them as quickly as possible. Alright, so sad news. Actor Edward Gale died recently, as of this recording, which is June the 11th, 2025. No cause of death has been announced. While most of you probably have seen him before, you wouldn't have known it, as he's most famous for being the in-suit actor for the original Howard the Duck movie, Tasha in 26 episodes of the second Land of Lost series way back in the 90s, and as Chucky in Child's Play 1, 2, and 4. He was 61. You a fan of Child's Play?
No. It's
No.
scary. I don't want that in my kitchen. I mean, a fan. It's something I'm trying to avoid. Yeah.
Who'd win in a fight, Chucky or Annabelle?
Oh.
I've never actually seen any of the Chucky movies, so I don't know. I've seen Annabelle, I've seen Megan, but I haven't never seen
Oh, I forgot about
What do you
Megan.
think?
Annabelle is straight, like, from Satan. Like, I wouldn't mess with Annabelle.
All right, fair enough. So moving on for some more sad news. Composer Alf Heinberg Clausen, known professionally as just Alf Clausen, also died recently from, progressive supranuclear palsy, which is a late onset neurodegenerative disease involving the gradual deterioration and death of specific volumes of the brain. The condition leads to symptoms including loss of balance, slow movement, difficulty moving the eyes, and cognitive impairment. Alf was perhaps best known for his work on The Simpsons from 1990 until he was let go by Fox in 2017, as well as 63 episodes of Moonlighting, the original Naked Gun, the original Naked Gun film, that is, Weird Science, Splash, the original Fame, the movie Fame, and what I remember him most from was Alf. He was the composer on the series Alf, and his name was Alf, so I just thought that was weird. Whenever you watch the credits, it says composed by Alf, and I thought it was the same guy, but it really wasn't.
I don't know anyone named Alf.
Well, Alf.
Do we know anyone?
Well, Alfred.
I don't know any Alf. Sorry.
I just want to give you props for how you said that whatever he died from.
Yeah.
That took that took courage.
I was
to get through
practicing that for a while, trust me.
He probably didn't.
Put it out there like that.
He was 84 years old. So moving on to some more sad news.
Oh my god.
Actress Valerie Mahaffrey also died recently from cancer. While appearing in a handful of TV shows and movies, Valerie is perhaps best known for her roles in the daytime soap opera The Doctors, The Powers That Be, United States of Tara, Young Sheldon, and what I remember her most from was Orson's first wife, Alma Hodge, in a nighttime soap Desperate Housewives. While, spoilers, her character died in the show, she came back as a ghost in the series finale, along with most of the characters that had died during the show's 8-year run. Did you ever watch Desperate Housewives?
That would be a negative. No?
I saw United States of Tara.
You saw United States of Tara?
Yeah,
all right, so
that was good.
She was in that.
Yeah, so.
She was 71. All right, so we got oof. All right, another one. Actress Loretta Jane Swift also died recently. No cause of death has been announced. Loretta was perhaps best known for her taking over the role of Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan from Sally Kellerman on the TV show MASH, based on a film of the same name. Back then, it was common for a movie star to turn down a television role for the same character because TV was considered inferior to movies. Loretta played Hot Lips in 239 of the 256 episodes of the series on CBS. Were you familiar with MASH?
I know MASH, but...
Do you know what MASH stands for?
Oh, a medical... I forget.
Jen?
Some hospital. Some
Mobile Army Surgical Hospital.
That's what Mobile Army.
And it's weird because as a kid they had this TV show called Mask, which I knew exactly what MASH stood for, but I never knew what MASH stood for. It was a Mobile Armor Strike Command, but it was a K instead of a C for command because they couldn't make it in MASH. So she was 87 years old. All right, so we got 2 more to go. More sad news. Actress Renee Victor also died recently from lymphoma. While appearing in a handful of movies and TV shows, Renee was perhaps best known for roles of Consuela Hernandez in the series Tyler Perry's House of Pain, Irma Anastasia in Paranormal Activity 5, and that was the one where the guy time traveled in the back of the film to go to the first movie, Mama Grande in Snowpiercer, Abuelita in the animated film Coco, and Lupita in 22 episodes of the series Weeds. She was 86. You have the recognition.
Yeah, that one I know. Oh,
so she was 86, yeah.
That's sad.
Yes,
I'm just trying to get through the sad news.
All right, so the last bit of sad news. I got a last bit. All right, here you go. Actor Jonathan Joss died recently after being shot by his neighbor. John was perhaps best known for his roles as the original Walker Texas Ranger, the NBC series Parks and Rec, and the second John Redcorn in the animated series King of the Hill, which is being brought back for a 14th season after a 15-year hiatus. John took over the role in season 2 after the original voice actor, which was Victor Aaron, had died in 1997. He was 59. King of the Hill fan?
No.
King of the Hill fan?
Wait a second. You said the original Walker Texas Ranger?
No, he was in the original.
Oh, okay.
Walker.
I thought you.
No, he was not Chuck Norris.
I'm just gonna say, I'm like, there's only one Chuck.
As a martial artist, I know you know it's
cool.
Chuck Norris. But
no.
Yeah,
I remember King of the Hill.
He was John Redcorn. That was the guy who was cheating on Dale's wife.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
so he was 59. So that's it for all the sad news.
Thank you.
We're gonna move on for the not as sad news.
Fantastic.
Let's see.
Let's go.
From the That's a Lot of Nuts department. The new live-action Lilo & Stitch film has held on to the #1 spot in the domestic box office, pulling in an additional $32.5 million in ticket sales in its 3rd week release, beating out the new John Wick spin-off film Ballerina, which came in #2 spot, making $25 million in its 1st week of release. For those of you keeping track, the Minecraft movie of all things is still the highest grossing film of this year so far, with $423.5 million, followed by Lilo & Stitch at $335.7 million. Have you seen Minecraft?
I have not.
You got a kid? You're still legally bound to watch?
I still can't believe it got made into a movie.
Why?
Because I feel like it's one of those things where like it's up to the creator, or it's up to the player to create everything, and to make a movie based on a story that doesn't exist. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's movie land, though.
That's movie land for you.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
passive.
Lilo & Stitch.
Used to go from genre movies to...
I'm a huge Lilo & Stitch fan. I don't like how Disney's doing all the live action remakes. It's like, let my childhood be. Let it go. Come up with some new stuff.
They're gonna wear them out. They're gonna wear. You can't even
What about
wear them.
Santa? What if they did something about Santa? Would that bother you?
Santa, like
Well,
Claus?
Santa's part of, childhood. So that would be redoing your childhood.
Well,
you know?
no, I mean like, okay, so for example, you got Lion King,
Right.
which has been redone.
Right.
Okay. I have Lion King in my head. I know what it is. I actually hated the Broadway show because it was exactly the same script and everything as the movie.
Okay.
So I'm sitting here, I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, nothing has changed. I watched it earlier in the week before I went to go see it.
Same thing.
Just so that I went into it fresh. And as the play is going on, I'm saying the words verbatim as the actors are saying them, and it's getting me angry. I'm like, I wanted this to be a different experience.
Well, okay.
You're
You
supposed
want
to.
something different. You don't want something different. You
But
know.
if you're
Are you
gonna-
married?
if
Is
you're-
there any like satisfying you here?
If you're gonna take one of those old cartoon movies or whatnot,
Yeah.
give me something completely different.
Okay, don't mess with the childhood, don't change it, but also give them something different. Did you guys get that? Yeah, all right, got it, great.
So-
What's for dinner? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not, is that what's going on there?
Rice and beans.
I love rice and beans.
I hate Lion King for
Me
many
too.
different reasons.
Hate
but the one thing always bothered me about Lion King, since you know it verbatim,
Here, let's hear it.
why did the gazelles not speak? All the other animals
Oh.
spoke, but the gazelles never spoke. And all they had to do was be like, hey, Mufasa, look out, and that would have changed the entire
I know
movie.
why.
It was
They're
all
on the other side of
Facts.
the tracks.
I know why,
Facts.
because
Why?
in life there's lions and then there are gazelles. Lions are like the pimps. Gazelles are twerking, like they're busy
They live
twerking.
on the other
you
side
know?
of the tracks.
So they don't
let
need
them
to speak.
Is that why?
Yeah, there's two types of people in life. You're
Well,
the lion or you're
that's like the
gazelle.
Pluto
Think
and
about
Goofy argument.
Yes, that Pluto's a dog and Goofy's also a dog. But why
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Goofy's a cow.
No, Goofy's not a cow. Actually,
Goofy is a cow. Look it up.
Actually,
Goofy is a cow.
the voice actor was interviewed, and he said that he's a species called Goofus something or other, and that's like the official name of what Goofy is,
Oh.
as opposed to actually just being a dog. Yeah, it was.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's something that I saw years ago, and we actually mentioned it on the show.
Like a
that-
werewolf.
Really?
Yeah, that he's a goofa. It's a certain name that he
Like
said
a
is type of
bird?
species, so he's not a dog.
Goofus
And-
Venus
and
rectominus.
Pluto is a dog.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, why doesn't Pluto talk?
Who knows?
They don't let
No.
them.
Disney
Maybe
logic.
he's a gazelle.
Disney logic.
Disneyland.
There we go.
So moving on, from the doesn't anyone remember Horse Girl department?
No.
Way back in 2020, we reported that Alison Brie and Dave Franco were being accused of plagiarizing the indie film The God Inside My Ear, which at the time was a 3-year-old movie coming out in 2017. Horse Girl was during the pandemic, and they had like live on streaming, and Alison Brie was on a live stream, and had been rumored that they had took scenes from the movie, and people were actually attacking them during the live stream, like on the comments and stuff, and they were just kind of ignoring it.
Wow.
So it was a thing. But Alison and Dave are being sued for copyright infringement over the new movie Together, which is being called a, quote, blatant ripoff of the film Better Half. According to documents, the casting director on Better Half emailed a script and synopsis to Alison and Dave's agents in August of 2020, along with the offer for the couple to star in the film. The response was, quote, Dave is going to pass, but thank you for thinking of him. Lawyer says, in both Better Half and Together, the main character struggles to navigate daily life as their physical attachment progresses and they start to control each other's body parts. While at first they desperately search for ways to detach their bodies from medical intervention to change those, by the end, they resign themselves to their conjoined existence. Among the similarities is a, quote, striking similarity bathroom sequence where the protagonists have been attached at the genitals and attempt to hide their intimate encounter from a minor character waiting outside. And the film ends, spoilers, with both couples pulling out a vinyl copy of the Spice Girls album Spice World as they accept their fate. The defendants simply did not take stock ideas or scenes, but they virtually sold every unique aspect of Better Half's copyrightable expression. Now,
Bizarre.
I remember Horse Girl. I saw Horse Girl. It was a big deal. I saw the trailer for the other movie. I was like, it looks pretty similar, but I never saw the other movie. So it was talked about, but there was no legal leads. It was just mentioned. But now they're being sued years later. I'm basically doing the exact same thing and making it worse.
Yeah,
so what are your
right.
thoughts on if you get called out for being a plagiarist once at something, but being called out a second time, that's kind of an interesting thing. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, you as a comic book artist, you know, people swipe stuff all the time.
Take them all away. Go as far as you can. Like own their house. I don't know. Like, yeah, no, like seriously, like they have both of them have like ridiculous amounts of money. They should be able to come up with something new.
Yeah. For
them to rip it off of somebody else, it just makes no sense, and it's at the same time artistically, it's rude.
It is rude.
It's just so wrong. It's so wrong. Like, I challenge you, Gauntlet, all of it. Like, they should be like, go after them.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's like an addiction. You know, some people have like drug addiction. They say like marijuana leads to heroin, which in my case it does. You know, later on I'll be doing some heroin. Marijuana yesterday. So maybe like their thing is like stealing people's ideas. Like they started with Horse Girl, and now they're like, all right, let's steal the whole thing, and they just can't stop stealing. Maybe they just can't. That's just their thing.
Their idea collectors.
Yeah, it's like it's their kink. You know, they like stealing stuff, and they're like, what could we steal, and you know, what could we get away with? I don't know.
That you actually do have a valid
Some people
point,
just like doing bad things because it's fun.
I'm sure they get tons and tons of scripts being sent to them all the time, more information, and maybe subconsciously they're like picking choice ideas, but maybe because of the way the two of them are, as you've seen in the whatever you want to believe in the media, maybe they actually like, oh, let's take this, let's take that, let's see how far we can get away with it before somebody says something, and they get off on it basically.
Maybe
they really enjoy stealing other people's stuff. But I just find
stealing from the store.
Yeah.
And kleptomaniacs.
Yeah.
They're like script kleptomaniacs.
That's what I said. Idea kleptos.
And the fact that they had proof that the script was sent to them. It wasn't like, I mean, how many times has there been two different movies that it comes similar price ideas?
And the script was sent to them.
Right.
Oh, no, that's it.
And Spice Girls, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's not a coincidence.
So, moving on, speaking of movies, from the what time does a movie really start department, none other than AMC, the largest movie theater chain in the U.S., has announced that starting on July 1st of this year, they will start to show pre-advertising before the features as part of a new deal with National Cinema. This is being called a platinum spot and will be mixed in with pre-movie commercials along with traditional film trailers that play before the actual film starts. So instead of all the stuff that's already there, they're going to be putting more stuff in when the trailers start to run. You're going to be sliding in commercials. And that's going to be a premium spot. Executives say, while AMC was initially reluctant to bring this to our theaters, our competitors have fully participated in it for more than 5 years without any direct impact to their attendance. This is a fully strong indication that the pre-show initiative does not negatively influence the movie-going habits. Our participation delivers us vital revenue as we continue on the recovery path and allow us to continue to offer significant value on ticket prices through initiatives like Discount Tuesday, 20% off matinee pricing, and the upcoming 50% off on Wednesday ticketing program. Now, I used to work for a movie theater. I've mentioned this many times. I actually know a lot of behind the scenes on how this stuff works. They actually have people come and check to make sure that the trailers are playing at the time. And there's been situations where I have not played the trailers for emergency situations. So when we transferred from film to digital, what you had to do, you had to get a code to let the movie actually play in the projector that you loaded it into. So you had to film, and you had to get a code emailed to you from the company. And somebody higher up than me messed up, and we didn't have the access code for that particular theater, and the theater was packed. And I used to work at a big theater, so this was like 400-seat theater. It was packed, and the movie could not play. So my boss was on the phone yelling at whoever his boss was because we were trying to get the key, but the time when the movie was supposed to start, and I just slapped together some random trailers I had in the projector, and just was playing trailers and trailers and trailers for at least 20 minutes of just trailers, and then we got the key, we played the movie, no one knew anything. They didn't know at all. So I understand how you sometimes need to have stuff in the beginning of a movie, but for having it as a regular basis of having the pre-show as they already do now, and then the trailers, when the trailer starts, it's like, okay, we're getting ready for the movie, now we're going to add more stuff to it and make the movie go later. What are your thoughts on that?
I expect ticket prices to drop if they're going to add more advertising to it. I mean, that's slight. You're getting extra money. The theater's getting extra money from advertising.
Right.
Clearly. Okay, if you're going to add a premium slot for advertising, I expect my movie ticket to drop 50 cents, 25 cents, I don't know. Something small, something insignificant, but it should drop.
But, you know, the excuse is that, oh, we're doing the deal. We're having $5 Tuesday, 20% off, this and that. That's their excuse for reducing the price, but not reducing the price. When I was at the movie theater, I mean, realistically, if you think about it, you're in a big box and you play the movie. If you sell 1 ticket or 20 tickets, you're still playing the movie. So realistically, and the movie theaters don't make any money on the ticket prices themselves, they make money on the concessions. So they really don't have any incentive to lower the prices because people come in, as long as they're buying stuff, they don't care. So, Jen, what are your thoughts? We've been talking about the decline of movies for years, and you had your few ideas.
You know, it's funny. I was falling asleep last night. I was like, you know, I was joking around about the way to bring movie theaters back is to add massages there and also drug dealing. Yeah,
you mentioned that before.
I really feel like, yeah, I would go see a movie if I could get a massage. And I was thinking how that would work. And it's like maybe everyone's guaranteed to like 5 to 7 minutes. And you could have one person rotating. But anyway, we live in a world where there's advertising everywhere. You know, we're at the point where you drive by a building and there's projections on buildings, and you got 5 seconds while you're driving really fast. So, you know, we're going to see advertising. I'm surprised there's not an advertisement on this bottle. Oh, there is. There's a Spider-Man thing, and people think I like Spider-Man. No offense, I don't care. But, you know, it was just a discount. So I guess, yeah, why don't we just put all the advertising on blender bottles, and then we can take it out the movies.
As long as it's not during the movie, I don't care.
I think
during the movie.
If it's during the movie, we're fighting.
That would be
Put
interesting.
on gloves.
I think that's what.
But then I could go to the bathroom.
Oh no! Save that for the home release.
The intermission.
Oh,
you don't remember that?
During the 90s?
There was. We talked about it a couple of months ago. How people were upset at the latest Scorsese movie because they felt it was too long, and they said that the audience was of a certain age where they couldn't sit in the theater for that long, and they had to get up and go to use the bathroom. They were upset, and they were pressuring the movie theaters to add an intermission.
Yeah, I'm for that. Let's do it.
But the movie theaters were like, no, and so they didn't. So it was a little controversy.
You know what? I think they should take that 20 minutes in the beginning, maybe split it up to the middle. That's not a bad idea. Well, why just split it up?
Well, one of the things is that because they're not going to lower the prices. That's
not going to happen.
No problem.
So they're trying to think of alternative ways to make up for that price. So by making the movies longer, you're getting more entertainment, I guess, for your buck. But then you get the actual large chunk. I mean, I remember it was like 10, 15 minutes of movie trailers on average when I used to make the movies. Right. Now we're looking at a half hour. Remember that guy sued? That he sued and he won because he's like, my movie's supposed to start at this time. It didn't start until this time. I missed an important meeting. And he won. It was in India or something. Right. So are we getting to a point where why don't they just put the real time of when the movie starts, as opposed to saying, oh, the movie starts at 8, it starts at 8:30. And then you just go in at 8:30.
I'm down for that.
No, they can't do that.
Well, I mean, it's counterproductive, and the advertisers would hate it. Yeah. Because they want you in the seats, they want your attention on that. Yeah. But I still think it's something that's crazy to think about.
Yeah. I mean, hey, what isn't crazy in this world, right?
Well, speaking of bonuses and perks in advertising, from the last bit of news, from Lee, we're going to bribe you to keep paying for our streaming services department.
I like bribes.
None other than Disney has announced that with your Disney Plus subscription, you are now eligible for Disney Perks Plus program, which offers, quote, streaming and bundling subscription rewards, subscriber-only discounts, savings, and access to one-of-a-kind experiences and limited-time sweepstakes. Current subscribers are encouraged to enroll in the program for free. As long as you have an active subscription, you can automatically have access, offering some of these prizes, which include 20% off Adidas, 15% off the Funko purchases, free in-game emojis for Disney Emoji Blitz, Monopoly Go, and Star Wars TIE Fighter, discounts at Disney resorts, chances to win tickets to Lollapalooza, a taping of Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is an ABC show, passes to San Diego Comic-Con 2025, plus perks from Microsoft, Pure Green, LG Electronics, just to name a few. Executives say, our fans are some of the most passionate in the world, and perks are a way of thanking them for subscribing to Disney+. Whether it's access to in-demand experiences or only Disney can offer, or everyday savings at special discounts from top brands, we're building 2 complimentary programs that are all about celebrating our viewers. Now, we here on this little show, in front of a live studio audience,
Yeah!
do our best to bribe people to come by giving away stuff. We're giving away tickets to Fanatics, we're giving them takeaways to conventions, we're giving takeaways for whatever our guest is bringing stuff to the show. We're a free show. Now, people love rewards. When I was, once again, working in a movie theater, and I also worked at Blockbuster, they love rewards. They're going crazy for the points and rewards. But they don't realize that they're already paying for that. And it's not really anything free, and that the movie theaters or whatever company streaming services don't care because they already have all the connections and can offer stuff for a lower price without actually costing them anything. So I think that because the streaming services are hurting and they're raising prices, this is a bad idea, but I think people are going to fall for it. What do you think, Jen?
I'd like to know who falls for it. I'd like to meet the people who fall for it. I just want my taxes on my house to be lower.
The general public will fall for it.
I will pay you $50 to not go to Disney World. I mean, I don't want to go. All right? I don't want to do any of these things. So for me, I'm not the proper audience. I just want to stay home and I want my taxes lower. But hey, maybe Disney is for someone else. It's not for me. I don't know.
Chris, what do you think?
I've got beef with Disney.
Why?
Because I'm a physical media fan. Like I buy all my Blu-rays. I cut off DVD a while ago because it was standard definition. I was like, oh, I still have that, whatever. So in every single Blu-ray or DVD release, Disney would have points for their Disney Rewards. They just canceled their Disney Rewards system. I don't remember if it was the beginning of this year or like middle of last year, I think it might have been. And I must have had like 20,000 points. Oh my God. Like it was enough points to get me like the VIP experience, like family of four trip into Disney Studios to look, like get a tour of the animation studio and stuff. Wow. But they discontinued that like years ago. So I never got a chance to redeem it.
So you just have these points.
I had these points and like all the movies and stuff I could have had like I think around 20 different no, more than that. Blu-rays or movies just sent to me using up my points. But the good stuff was all gone years ago, and I guess it was something Disney had to have been planning for a long time. And yeah, so ever since they canceled it, I was like, oh man. And they just did it to the Marvel rewards as well. That was another one I had over 2 million points. What? Oh wow. Oh, don't get me started.
The points guy. Who's the points guy? The points guy's right there.
Don't get me started. It's because I had a Marvel Unlimited membership, and I've read long history in my comic reading, but I recently, about like 7 8 years ago, started rereading everything Marvel from 1999 on because I was preparing for Civil War. And Civil War was where I stopped reading comics, but for every comic I read, I would get points for reading that comic.
Years of points is this? 15?
This was 8 years.
Okay, that's
eight years, 2 million points about. Wow. And they just shut down that program about a week or two ago, or something, like 3 weeks ago or something. And I just remember going onto their website and be like, okay, what can I get digital for free right now? Let me get this. Let me get this. Let me get this. No, I don't play that, so I'm not gonna want that.
Oh, so you can still use the points.
You can use the points up until about 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
but like the only things you could use them on is like digital wallpapers for your computer or your phone or whatever. All the good prizes are all like gone, and again, this is something they must have had, like they must have been mowing over for years, and they just cut it. And I'm just like, it hurts.
I feel your pain. I had 5 points in life points, five full points.
5.
But it took me hours to get these 5 points from filling out surveys about all my personal information. So now I'm just gonna get hacked or something, or someone knows way too much about me, including the type of how much conditioner I use, like all these crazy questions. But I lost my 5 points because I said enough of this and I unsubscribed from life points. Because I'm not spending 3 hours getting 5 points again, and you get like a couple dollars for every 5 points. Anyway, I feel your pain with my 5 points.
Disney, if you're paying attention, I want my 2 million points. I want, please. Sorry.
So that's it for the news. We're going to take a quick break in front of the audience.
Hey everybody, this is Todd McFarlane of the Record-Setting Spawn comic series. And if you're looking for any kind of cool conversation about creators, about entertainment, about all that good stuff, you go to It Came From the Radio. You're listening to the right spot.
Thank you.
This is Quentin Flynn, popular voice actor known for Axel, Timon, and Raiden from the Metal Gear series. And you're listening to It Came From the Radio. Stick around.
Hey, I'm Mike Kingston, the writer and creator of Headlocked. And I am WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. And guess what you're listening to? You're listening to It Came From the Radio.
Hi, this is Amy Jo Johnson, writer-director from the film The Space Between, and you're listening to It Came From the Radio.
It makes a noise and picks it up.
The Grimlock having fun on It Came From the Radio. Meet Greg Berger also.
Now, back to our show.
And welcome back to It Came From the Radio, the official The Big Apple Corner. Joe Mark Torres speaking. In front of a live studio audience.
Yeah.
On 93rd, I believe, live show. My co-host, Man Jenny Feldy, ran away again, as she usually does in the break. But I'm here with our special guest we're going to talk to with about, Mr. Kris Burgos.
Hi.
So, Kris, I've known you for many years, actually. We're going to say pre-pandemic, so at least 5.
Yeah,
I'll go like 7, 8 years, maybe a little more.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, I remember... Oh, here's Jim. Hi, Jim. So, I remember you were starting off with 1 book.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of the years, you now have 4 books. But you started with the anthology, right? If I'm not mistaken? Or did you start off with your own book?
I started off with like the first half of Teddy's. Teddy's was drawn years ago. I think it was done in like 2015 or something. And I just sat on it. It was supposed to be just a portfolio piece for me. Just something to basically just, hey, I can write. Look what I could do in a comic form. And yeah, after that, sitting on it for years, I met up with Buddy Scalera and the comic book crew, comic book school crew, and everything. And they wanted to do the anthology, and so I have a second half of Teddy's that I put in for the anthology, and that's where the second half of the comic comes from. On top of that, it just grew from there, and I just started really getting into more and more comics, and that's where all the rest of this stuff comes from.
Do you find that once you got your foot in the door, it became easier to make more stories, or you always had them in your head?
To make more stories, I've always got things in my head. Always working on things, whether or not they're actually coming out of me. That depends on whether I'm lazy that day or not. Also, with comics, it's expensive. Like, because I don't do my art. I wish I was an artist. I wish I was half as good as anybody else on this table right now.
AI.
AI. Don't get me started on AI. You just had like inner twitch right there.
Sorry. I had to
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll tell you about AI in a second. But yeah, no. Like, if I had the skills to draw, I would be a little bit happier with just churning stuff out. But I do my absolute best to try to find the best artists I can work with. And you know, artists aren't cheap, and I'm going to respect them. I'm going to pay them what they deserve and what they want and everything. But I will tell you, there's a lot of talent outside of America that is just waiting for an opportunity.
On Fiverr?
No, Facebook.
On Facebook?
No joke, Facebook. Yeah, and so that's that's where I get most of my stuff from. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I know someone who made $100,000 in a year from doing business on Facebook. So there's a lot of business to be had on Facebook.
I need to make that. That would be nice.
Well, I was building houses.
Oh, that's
different world than comic books.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Okay, I'll take it.
I don't know anyone who has 20,000 Marvel points, so maybe you can do something else that I don't know about.
It was 2 million.
2 million? 2 million?
2 million.
Oh my!
It was. Yeah, if it was 20,000.
Protest and stand, right?
You should protest. You should go to LA and protest. Jump on a car.
And just stand up. Like Ben and Jerry's used to do the same thing.
Go to Ben and Jerry's.
They used to stand outside and they looked out and they had to put them in the thing.
Yeah,
stand outside and that's it.
So Jen actually brought up AI.
Yeah.
So since she brought it up, I'm going to ask, why not use AI?
To my understanding, okay, the way I understand that AI works, and I could be wrong, and some AI guru can come out of nowhere and just be like, that's wrong, and attack me, I'm fine with it. As long as I get educated, I'm open. But to my knowledge, the way that AI works is that it pulls from different sources online. And when you're pulling from sources, who is it that's stealing scripts, the script kleptos?
Allison Brie and Dave Frankel.
Call them AI.
Right.
No joke.
Right,
because that's exactly what AI does. It, to my knowledge, it pulls from various sources that it finds online that fits the script that the person has laid out for it, and it just puts it together. If you're gonna generate new art or whatever from AI, that's what it does.
Right.
If you're animating or something and you're giving it something to animate from, I believe that it works on a different algorithm set, and that in that case, I'm fine with it. I think it's kind of cool, because what is it? Adobe, I think it was Adobe. Yeah, I think Adobe figured out how in Photoshop you can draw a 2-dimensional object and it'll convert it into a 3-dimensional object. And I'm like, that's dope. That's incredible. I don't think it's pulling anything, any source material elsewhere to make that 3-dimensional object. So yeah, AI, it's like, it to my knowledge, it can be amazing, but I also know that for creating new art, it's definitely ripping off from people, and I don't like that.
You could be the lawyer for Dave Franco and Allison Brie. Just say, listen, AI's doing it, so then you can make all the money and you can do more comic books.
Is it possible to defend while prosecuting?
Well,
I've been trying to take it to him.
I had a friend over the other day. She defended herself in court. She got a job at a law firm for doing so. So you never know. You know, some of the best ideas come as jokes. So make your thinking as funny as possible. You know, that's a really good defense from them. You know, Allison Brie, hey, AI does it. What's wrong? Why can't we do it? Yeah,
that's the defense.
Right? Okay. Worth a try in this crazy world. I know.
So in the crazy world.
Sure.
Well, also,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will tell you. One of the things I've been getting into lately, like recently, I just took a game design course taught by Adam Dolan, who was one of the writers on the new 2 God of War games. Okay. And it was an incredible course, amazing time, and they actually brought up AI in the course. I did use generative AI in my last video game project, the project that I turned in for my final assignment, as placeholder artwork. So it's not like, you know, release artwork, it's just like beta release placeholder. So in that case, I also don't mind it. Okay. But it's not like I used it for characters or anything like that. I just used it as flat background. I needed a hallway. I needed a hallway lit up on a spaceship.
So is it about Dick Cheney, the God of War? No? Cheney. All right, anyway, never mind. Just wondering.
You got a question?
Yeah, I got a question. So what drives you to tell these stories? Like, I have some stories that are in me that I will probably get killed or harassed or hacked if I tell them, so I won't tell them, but I really, really want to. So do you have, like, stories in you that you, like, just really got to tell, and that's why you tell them? Like, what makes you tell these stories through this form?
I'm trying to get to the heart of your question, because you had me worried when you say you would get attacked.
Yes, I would. If I say certain things, some bad things will happen. I know, because it happens to other people. There's just certain topics and certain things you don't say, and if you know certain things, you don't say them. But I really want to, so I will upon my death.
Are we talking about Illuminati, or what are we talking?
I'm talking old types of stuff. If I allude to it, then they could be problematic. But
fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. No, I love telling stories. That's basically it. I'm a storyteller to my bones, and if you go to my website, I think like in my bio it says I've been telling stories from the time I started hearing them to the time I was in school explaining how my dog ate my homework to like this, and I just like telling stories, and I got no problem, you know, filling someone's ear. I also like making, you know. Not making, but like trying to get people to understand what's going on in my head, because there's a lot going on up there, even though sometimes it seems like I'm like out. But yeah, I do feel like I like to enlighten people as to what are the things I can come up with, and I think it's fun. That's all.
Yeah, it's good to have fun.
Yeah, see?
Fun is good. If you're not having fun, I don't know. I feel like a lack of fun is the essence of. Some people would say evil. People who believe in good and evil, they say if you're not having fun or laughter, that actually could attract bad spirits. I think you said the word Satan. Do you believe in Satan or good and evil or any of that?
Oh,
you did say the word Satan.
I did. So
I said,
I did, but I do also make fun of that stuff. let's say I can be spiritual, but I'm not religious. I hate religion.
Does Satan exist? Yes or
no?
No.
No. Can people do like bad things? Yes. Is there evil? Yes. Are there crazies out there? Yes. We've got one at president. Can I say that?
You can say whatever you want.
So, yeah, there is evil out there. Say more.
Yeah,
he's orange and he's goofy.
I like orange. I like.
I do too. I went to Syracuse.
It's my favorite color this year. Oh yeah, it's good vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yes, I do think there's evil. I do think that there are good people out there. Demons. Okay. I think there is another layer of things out there that, yes, there is something wrong with the essence of the non-existent world. I think so. Oh yeah. Like exorcisms and stuff, I believe in all that.
Okay, so something else exists.
There is something else out there, and we do not want to mess with it, not at all.
Do you think they could be driving your stories like good spirits or bad spirits? Because a lot of people who write or sing or write lyrics even, they think that the stories come from... Actually, I just interviewed the writer for Mr. Bean. He wrote a lot for Mr. Bean and Monty Python. And he even said, just like an hour ago, that you're a vessel and that all these ideas come through you. That's what he thinks. So
that's cool. I never really thought about that.
Yeah, where do you get your ideas from? Is it something?
I don't think that there's like an external muse or anything. I think it's me. And I like to think that it's me because then it makes me feel like I have value.
Right.
If it's someone else saying, tell them this story.
Right.
It's not as, oh man, I'm just a trumpet. So I'm someone's bullhorn. No, it's not as fun.
It's very interesting. Yeah, so the last person basically thinks he's a conduit for others' ideas, and maybe some ideas are his own. I don't know if he takes any credit. And some people don't take any credit. And then you take all the credit.
I like to take some credit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, no, I take my credit because it's like
you.
Yeah, it's me.
Maybe we'll find out one day, like, what really is going on,
Let that day come later, much later. So.
Mark's just like, what is happening to my
show? I'm letting you go. Fine.
It's getting deep.
You're a martial artist.
Yes, right.
Mm-hmm. How does the discipline go into play with your work?
I have the worst discipline on the planet.
Really?
Oh God.
No.
I think I'm goofing a little bit. If I have a deadline to hit something, my discipline is on point. Mm-hmm. If I'm left to my own devices, my devices often win. Like, it can be bad. For example, the game project I just turned in or whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's a text adventure, so I had nothing but text to write. I had, and when you're making a video game or designing a game or whatnot, you have to link different paths and directions to do certain things. It's like a choose your own adventure kind of thing. And it was due I think 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday. I must have pulled like a 40-hour in one day shift, just to get it done.
Yeah,
I can lock in. Yeah. I can. The discipline does work. All right. But yeah, sometimes I can be a little just a little, not a lot. If I've got a major incentive, like if it's a project or something that I'm being paid for, that's a different story. I always lock in for that. But if it's something where it's like, Kris, when are you gonna finish telling that story? Like Teddy's or something. It's like, well, when I have the funds for it.
Right.
Or something like that might take over. So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm human.
I get it. Mark knows.
Yes.
I'm a very last minute, maybe 60 seconds, 5 minutes late type of person.
But you show up. That's what's pretty good.
But I never don't show up, right?
True. Very true.
Hey.
So, with the same logistics of being a martial artist,
mm-hmm.
does that help you envision action scenes better in your mind when writing them? Because you know how things actually work as opposed to just making up stuff.
When writing stuff, I don't write the action. I leave a lot of it to my artists because I trust these guys. The guys that I work with, I trust, and I'll just say something along the lines of, for example, shooting a nail gun through the glass or through the window or whatnot, and that's pretty much all I said. I think in one of my recent stories or whatnot, and I got this spread with like, you know, nails flying through the glass of a window, and this guy's like ducking for cover or something like that. And I can go in afterwards and I'll direct from there and be like, okay, can we add like a coffee mug that's getting like a nail shattered through it? Or can we add this or tweak that? But as far as my action sequences go, I don't write a lot of them. And I think that a lot of it comes from learning how to do film writing first. I was told when you're film writing, you don't write that stuff at all. It's just like fight scene, and that's it. And the first shooting script, I was told that's when they get into it more. But I've never gotten to that phase because I'm not that big yet.
So is that something that you want to do, is make movies as opposed to make comics, or you want to make movies from your comics?
Are you ready for this? The long answer?
Sure. Yeah. We have 15 minutes. 15
minutes. Well, I got 27 minutes for you. All right. Well, what got me into video games and movies and comics and everything like that was I've been reading Spider-Man and X-Men since I was a kid. Okay, that's what I was raised on. 90s, Chris Claremont, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, see, Spidey, he's my boy. Around, was it 97, 98, Metal Gear Solid comes out for the PS1. That game was like an interactive movie, okay? And at the same time, I'm about to go to college soon. I'm like in high school, and my dad says to me, what do you want to go to school for? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, you have been grilling me and enlightening me on the benefits of video games. Because I guess at the time, around the time or whatever, the video game industry was making more money than I think DVD, CD sales, and movie ticket sales combined. And the only industry that was making more money than video games was porn.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't get into that.
You could.
I mean, you can.
You
but
could.
I can't. No,
we know you can. There's a baby outside. You made it.
Thanks.
So.
Giving me hope. All right.
Although maybe not. You're not supposed to have children in porn. Never mind. Not whatever.
So, well, that basically sends me into like, hey, I want to write and direct video games because I know they're going to become more cinematic.
Right.
How do I do that? At the time, there were no game degrees. And the only thing I was like, how do I write and direct that kind of movie-like stuff for video games? There's no game degrees out there. What do I do? My dad's like, why don't you go into writing film, directing film? So that's why I went to film school. And so there I caught the bug. I love doing film and everything, but by the time I graduated, I could write, I could do some directing, stuff like that. The technical stuff, like camera work and everything, was my weakest stuff. But then I got into the industry in New York, and it was 2008. If you don't know anything about 2008, everybody remembers that little collapse of the economy. And for those that don't know I guess the economics of film, New York City at the time was primarily commercials. And the first thing that gets cut out of everybody's budget is commercials, advertising. So the film industry in New York completely collapsed during that time. I showed up expecting to get into film and TV, flop. That's why I ended up falling back on martial arts and becoming a martial arts instructor. And yeah, while I was doing the martial arts thing, I get back into comics and I'm like, hey, why don't I take my writing into comics? So that's my long life story right there. And if I can get into any of the mediums, I will. Like if Marvel called me up next week and was like, hey,
Marvel's Disney.
I know Marvel's Disney, but I'll earn my points somehow. I'll earn my points somehow. Marvel, take me. DC, take me. You're in LA. But seriously, I like if someone were like, hey, Kris, we need you to write this comic, I'll do it. If someone said, hey, Kris, want to hop in on writing this new Warcraft story for Blizzard or something, I'll do it. If someone's like, hey, Kris, if you want to direct or write this next animated series, I'll do it. I'm up for any of it. I love all three mediums. And I don't think there's anything that would kind of get me to say no. If someone
indie?
Indie?
Yeah, do yourself. DIY. No, for film.
Oh.
You don't have to wait for anyone if you do it yourself.
Yeah, but I told you that, like, the camera stuff was my weakest
You just
subject.
hire a camera op. I'm not a camera op, but I can do special effects. I can help a little with audio. I can do makeup. I can do lighting. I can do almost everything except don't hire me for your audio, editing, not really, and camera op. You hire a camera op.
Okay.
I mean, you think Steven Spielberg's holding the camera? No, he has guys for that.
Yeah, he's got guys.
Yeah, minions, you know.
But he's also Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, but this is 2025, baby.
This is
hire
true.
a camera.
I've been looking at like gimbals and stuff, trying to think like, hey, how can I get
You
my?
use a gimbal. You can hire a camera.
No. Yeah, a little hand mic.
You can write all the story. You can hire the actors. You can cast it yourself, and you just get a couple of people who know how to use cameras. So don't let that hold you back. You know how many people are making movies that I'm working with right now that don't even know how to turn a camera on?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they could turn a camera on, but like, you know, they couldn't hold it.
Right.
You know, some of them physically can't hold it because they physically can't, you know.
Gotcha.
So you can.
Well, I mean, it's always something I'd be up for, honestly. If someone said, "Hey, Kris,"
she's saying you're supposed to say.
But
right.
that's my problem.
Yeah,
that's my problem. Because also,
yeah, why
okay,
are you waiting for someone else to give you permission?
That's where the discipline comes into play.
Or self-belief. Maybe
See,
it's a
now you
self-belief
understand.
thing.
Oh,
Maybe you
I
need
know.
someone else to.
I'm with you. I'm with you the whole way. We have conversations like this all the time. I'm with you. I understand. I always like to say that I'm a great boss but a terrible employee, and I'm self-employed, so that's a joke right there. So we're almost out of time. So social media stuff. Where can people find out more about your books? Where can they go and learn and buy more stuff? And give us a spiel.
TalesBeyond.com. That's where you can find all of my stuff. Tales as in like the story tale, not the booty tale.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Someone type in that. That would probably end up being like a porn site or something.
Oh, it's like the Barbie thing. You remember that?
What Barbie thing?
I think it was the Barbie movie that came up. They on the toys.
Yes.
They put the wrong name and went to a porn site.
Yes. I remember
that's
that.
weird.
So you can do that.
That's it. You know.
Could. But yeah, talesbeyond.com. That's where you can find all of my books. That's where you can actually purchase books. I do conventions. New York Comic Con later on this year. I'll be going out to San Diego. I do street fairs all over New York City. That's something that I've been getting into recently. I haven't done anything last year. Just had the baby. Also had the worst back surgery.
Oh no.
Well, don't you mean it was a good back surgery?
I mean, it was a great back surgery, sure, I'm fine now.
If you do a worse back surgery, that's a whole different thing.
The recovery, it was probably the worst thing I've ever done.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Like, I was an invalid for a solid 4 months.
Oh no.
Like, I don't wish it upon anybody.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Back stuff.
But yeah, so this year is supposed to be my, coming back year. So, yeah, New York Comic Con.
Do your physical therapy exercises.
Oh, those are done.
Yeah.
Those are done.
So you were nice enough to give out some of your books. What are we giving out for your raffle?
Oh, so I actually have all of these except for this one. I can't give out this one. But yeah.
Do a quick 1 minute description of each one, or 30 seconds.
Wardens of the Veil. This is a comic about basically Ghostbusters. All right. Think of it like Ghostbusters meets Hurt Locker. All right. Tales Beyond. This is 4 short stories, all horror stories. 2 of them are comic books, 2 of them are illustrated fiction. All right. Teddy's. This is about teddy bears being the protectors of children from the nightmares under the bed. Cool. And this is what happens when one of the bears gets bear snatched and dragged into the nightmare world under the bed.
Wow.
Wizards. This is secret organizations fighting over magical masks.
Wizards.
Yes.
Is the K a command or is it a C?
Is
the mask? Is it a K or a C?
Oh, it's a K. It's a
and
K.
the last one?
Runt is what if in orc society you're never born with a name? You're all called runts, and after your first battle, when you are big and strong, you will earn yourself a name. But one orc has been cursed to never grow past puberty.
All right, so that's what's going to be for the raffle. Now, since you're our guest, I'm going to allow you that. Do you want to give 3 separate prizes, or do you want to give 1 prize? Because we're also giving away tickets to 2 other conventions. We're giving tickets away to the Fanatics and also to the Tropicon. So you want it to be 1 big prize, or do you want it to be 3 separate prizes?
Oh, make it 3.
3 separate prizes. All right. What's the first prize we're going to give out? It's all on you.
Tropicon.
Tropicon tickets first. Pull it out.
My hand ain't gonna
You got
fit,
2
man.
tickets. Well, you can
Mark, you should do the Fanatic Fest because that's the big prize. You should give everybody an opportunity to at least get that one.
So do Fanatics first.
I would recommend doing Fanatics first.
Fanatics first. All right.
Fanatics.
The Fanatics winner is 2 tickets.
Oh, there's all right. 376-834.
376-834.
There you go. Winner chicken dinner.
All right.
Hold on to that.
Go for it.
Next, you said Tropicon.
Tropicon.
Tickets to Tropicon, which is going to be in August. Yeah.
835.
835.
Sweet.
There you go.
All right.
And for the prize package of
all my books.
This is why I always let the guests pull the tickets.
832.
832. There you go.
Awesome.
So congratulations to all the winners. I gotta put them all aside. We did 832 today.
Did I throw it back in there?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
But the books could go differently,
So,
right?
well, you get more books.
I'm gonna give more
tickets
books.
and tickets.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we're almost out of time. Do you have any final thoughts, Kris?
No, thanks for having me. This was awesome. You guys are great hosts, and I really appreciate the opportunity to get on here. So.
Jen, final
Thanks for
thoughts?
sharing your thoughts. Floss every day, at least every 24 hours, or you will pay for it.
So my final thought is this. Thank you, Kris, for coming down to our show. I also want to thank the Tropicon for the free tickets and Fanatics for the free tickets as well. That about does it on this week on the Came From the Radio. Join us right here and every week on our radio station if it's any part of the show. Go to our website, www.itcamefromtheradio.com. Our next our next live show, which will be our 94th live show, at the East Meadow Public Library in front of a live studio audience. It's going to be on Wednesday, July 9th at 7 p.m. We're going to have producer, director, and writer Rob Longo as our guest. He'll be giving away a DVD bundle of his films, and we'll be giving away passes to the Long Island Doctor Who convention and more tickets to the Tropicon. So that is it. We'll all see you next time, and thank you all for coming down for our show.
Thank you.
I love you, Mark.
You've been listening to It Came From the Radio with Matt Torres. The views of the show's hosts and guests did not necessarily reflect that of the management, owners, or staff of the station. We now return you to your earthly scheduled broadcast.